Hello everybody, and special what's up to the baddies who I know will be watching this video, and my loyal, my appreciated subscribers. Today we're going to be talking about the fact that Jesy Nelson just deactivated her Instagram account. Well, the reason why I want to talk about this, guys, is because we have been discussing the online hate that's been going on. Because for those of you who don't know, if this is your first video watching over here, there has been a lot of hate going towards Jesy Nelson and especially her fans as well online, just for supporting her. And it all started from the beginning, to be honest, when she was on the X Factor and then with Little Mix, and then it got even worse after she released her song Boys with Nicki Minaj, and people were really upset. There were claims of blackfishing. If you want to know about all of that, guys, we've addressed all of those. You can watch those in my Jesy Nelson playlist. Please go and check that playlist out if you want to get up to date. But for those of us who are up to date on everything, I want to talk about why, and especially for those of you who look at her as somebody that you really look up to, because I feel for you guys. I feel for you guys a lot, as you know, and I noticed, and I try to, when I see you guys are going through stuff, reach out here and there. And I also notice sometimes you guys mentioning how, I've noticed some of you guys taking a break off social media, which is great. I'm so glad to see that you guys are taking control of your mental health and knowing that you don't have to be online. You can switch it off. And I just want to say this, and I want to make something super clear. Well, the time we're living in history right now is a time like never before. Never before was it that people had such quick, easy access to us, if I even think of even actually towards in my childhood, to be fair, I still had a real life chain mail, like as a letter, like how people send chain mail and stuff. Well, they don't really do that now anymore, but they used to do that like online on online platforms and stuff. But I used to I had a chain mail letter, as in other kids in my area, we literally were sending around the same letter that we would sign it and then put it in somebody else's letterbox. Like that type of stuff is unheard of, right? My point is, now we're in a society where you can be talking to somebody on a completely different continent and be talking back to each other in seconds, be live on video chat with each other. I say all of that to say there has never been so much access to us in our lives, and with that amount of access creates a more significant opportunity for people to unfortunately be horrible to us and to make it more difficult for us to shut off from that. And I think Jesy, for those of you who really look up to her, she is showing right now an example of somebody who is working out a way to survive in this crazy online world that we are living in. The fact that she's saying, to me, the fact that she's deactivating her account shows that she's somebody that can acknowledge what craziness is going on and still be able to know that, okay, sometimes I'm going to be online. When she's online, she tends to spend a lot more effort, a lot more time talking directly to fans than I've seen other celebrities doing. A lot of you guys have had multiple interactions with Jesy. In fact, I've got a very cool video coming up next talking about where she's at now as far as being in her label, if she's in a label or not, and all of that. So look out for that video, guys. That's going to be my next Jesy video. It's going to be a very good one. Lots of good news, of good things to come from Jesy, which is we only know about because she actually talks to her fans and stuff. So she makes the effort to stay in touch with you guys, but then she also knows when she needs to get herself back off of the social media and not be so involved in all the craziness. And that's what I want to just highlight to you guys, that it's absolutely okay. As I always say, it's okay if you need to take a break, okay? These people online, you don't know who they are. A lot of them are children. I was literally just listening to a podcast just now, right? And a person from the podcast was saying how when they were out and about, they were recognized by somebody who'd seen them on TikTok, right? And the thing about it is, that's great, that's amazing, right? And the person, they were a child, the mum was like, yeah, she watches you all the time. How old was this person? 6 years old. It was a 6-year-old child was watching this grown woman who's a teacher. I mean, obviously, in this case, the content that the teacher makes is probably somewhat suitable for a 6-year-old. I don't know, I still probably wouldn't be allowing that. But this is my point. There are a lot of people, you don't know what age group you're dealing with online. You might be a grown person who understands the meaning of words, or you might be an adult who understands the meaning of words, and you've just got some 11-year-old, unsupervised 11-year-old somewhere screaming down horrible things at you, not understanding what those words mean, not understanding that those words hurt. And that's why it's so important, especially now, guys, for us to not listen. And even if it is a grown person and a grown adult, right? I've said this before and I'll say this now. I come from, like, where I come from, how things were when I was a child. Like, we didn't respect people who could only say something online and would never say it to your face. Like, if you've got something to say, I'm the type of person, if I have a real issue with somebody, I will go directly to that person, not in front of everybody. I will go directly to that person. And let's say if it's online, DM them, whatever, and I will talk to them about the problem. Not name calling and all of that. Name calling is never the answer. I don't care what somebody's done and what somebody's doing. That's just pathetic. Or telling somebody to unalive themselves and all this nonsense. This is the stuff that we see online today, right? And so that's why it's so important, guys, for us and for you guys to take from Jesy's her example. When she needs to, she distances herself from social media, right? She distances herself from everything. Right now, she's working on a lot. She's got a lot prepared. We're practically waiting, as I say in so many of these videos. We're just waiting for whatever minute she's going to be like, guys, I'm bringing out my music. My single's going to be out this date. My album's going to be out this date. Right, we're waiting for that at this point in time. Because when that comes, right, again, what I am really trying to stress with you guys is you need to be prepared, right, for what people are going to do. People feel very comfortable online. Unfortunately, people feel very comfortable being very mean, very hateful, and very just ugly, like very ugly behavior. So I really think it's healthy for you guys. When I see you guys are saying, you know, guys, I need to step away from social media for a little bit, or I need to step away from my account for a little bit, it's getting much. I'm thinking, great, this is amazing. This is exactly what you should do, because we don't want anything to happen like what happened like with Daniel, you know, unfortunately, who unalived himself because of the hate he was getting online. That's a whole life lost. You know, I never even got to know the guy. I got to meet so many of you guys who are so cool and so lovely. I have so many lovely conversations with you guys. Imagine how sad it is that we will never, like, some of us will never get to know Daniel. We'll never get to know that so many people loved him and were supporting him, guys. So I love that you guys continue to support each other. This is specifically, I'm talking to the baddie community, but across the board. This is not just about people with Jesy Nelson. This is across the board with anything. I'm glad to see us supporting each other, guys, standing up for each other, supporting each other, being positive influences. Trust me, there is enough negativity out there, and you guys know what I'm like. There's a reason why you don't really see me on social media, and it's not because I think I'm too cool for school or something. It is literally because sometimes when I get caught up in the social media stuff, it starts to get to my head as well. And I'm like, no. I'm not going to lose my head for a bunch of people I don't know, right? And so we have to learn to put up these boundaries. And unfortunately, because we're the first ever generations dealing with technology. I mean, I literally remember the day that Instagram came out. I remember that day so well. I remember downloading Instagram. This was new. I remember when like stuff like BlackBerry Messenger. I remember like MSN, you know, that was the whole thing. MySpace. You remember when you go back and you see how we have kind of evolved. Prior to all of this, we didn't have all this online internet stuff that people could just be doing all this stuff. So now that we've got so much more, we also need to put up more boundaries. It's okay not to be online. It's okay to block people, right? Especially when it's people sending hate, you just block them. Why does their opinion matter? Like, are they benefiting your life? If somebody is saying something to you and it's upsetting you, this is what you should ask yourself. Is this person, what this person's saying, is it benefiting my life? Is it making me money? Is it helping me progress? Is it improving or helping my mental health? If they're not meeting these requirements, why are you even listening to them? Do you see what I mean? And I think this is what Jesy honestly has tapped into. Because what is she focusing on? She's focusing on her craft. She's focusing on her fans. She's out, not really on social media as much, maybe out there as much as people would like, and especially for the baddies. And it's unfortunately that she's unable to. I get why she's not really massively online like that. But guess what? Do you know what she is doing? She's putting loads of energy into creating the music that she's always wanted to create, that she's waited a decade basically to be able to even do, has been working for a decade to be able to even do. You know what she is doing? She's having lovely, genuine interactions with her fans. You know, people might not know this about her out there in the world, but you guys know, you guys have spoken to Jesy on multiple occasions, you know what I mean? And even people around her, you know, like her team and her friends and stuff like that. And so that's what you guys have to focus on. So I just wanted to make this video just to say that I think it's super healthy to take a break. This is the world we live in. The social media and the world is great. Like when it's stuff like this, or I can like talk to you guys, I can talk to loads of people at one time and, you know, talk about things that are important, talk about things that matter, create a community. Those are the great sides of the internet, you know. And I like to say that the internet has corners, right? And some of those corners can be very dark, but a lot of them are very light. And so you have to stay in those light corners, and you have to put up barriers to the dark corners of the internet, because people are in pain out there. People are out there wanting to be destructive. And then there's also just a lot of children who don't understand the consequences of their actions. Unless you can see this person saying it to you in person, I would not take what that person has to say. There's a reason. Let me tell you guys, when I started my channel, I was very reluctant to start a channel. And the reason for that was I didn't want to put my face out there, to be honest with you, because I'm like, oh, I don't need people to know that it's me. Like, I want to just do stuff without it being about me, right? And somebody told me, they were like, you have to put your face out there. And I'm glad that I have, not because I want it to be about me, but because when I say stuff, no one can tell me that, oh, you're saying things, and because no one can find you, no one can see you, no one can hold you accountable. Oh, no, you're seeing my face, you know my name. You can that those are things that you can do something with. Do you see what I mean? Versus somebody who's got like a random picture of a panda as their display picture. Nothing wrong with a picture of a panda as your display picture, by the way. My point is, it's not their face, right? And then their name is also not their name, right? That's completely different. And I think it's great for those of you who have like Jesy fan pages that you have hidden your true identity behind that, because that has created a boundary for you, a protective layer. Maybe for some of you, maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe instead of having a channel, a page about Jesy that's got your name on it, maybe you need to change it to like, you know, a Jesy type fan page where people don't necessarily know your name, but you can obviously let the people who you meet and who you know what your actual name is. Like, I of course know some of you guys who have pages, I know what your actual names are and stuff like that, or what you actually look like. Doesn't mean that you have to, the whole world has to know. So I say all of this just to say it's good to put up some healthy boundaries. I am still always thinking of you guys and praying for you guys, wishing for you guys the best. I do try to check in as much as I can as well. And like I always say, guys, please feel free to always tag me and stuff on Twitter. I will always check everything on Twitter. That is one thing I've told myself. Instagram, I'm working on it, okay? But Twitter, whenever I go onto Twitter, I do check everything that is on there. I do look through it all. So just know that I do look stuff up. Please do feel free to tag me. We're all in this together, guys. It's not worth getting consumed by stuff online. And if we're going to take anything from Jesy's actions in deactivating her account, to me, it's her just showing that it's okay to create boundaries. You have to, you know, protect yourself. And it reminds me of today, I think it is, as I'm filming this video, is like the 3-year anniversary. I'm not sure how many anniversary of her documentary Odd One Out. And you guys, a lot of you guys, the reason I think it's that is because I've been seeing a lot of you guys posting clips from that, which, to be fair, you guys post clips from that a lot anyway. But anyway, whatever the reason, one of the clips I saw from Odd One Out today is she was being asked if you could go back and tell your childhood self anything, what would it be? And she was like, even though it seems like this is impossible or something, you will be happy again. And so that's the message I want to leave you guys with. Like, even though it might seem impossible, even though things might be overtaking you in life is hard, the world is getting crazier by the second, you know, remember the story that she has shown, and the reason why if you guys are inspired, she came out the other end and she conquered. You guys can conquer too. You know, I have conquered my own things in my own life. I thank the Lord, you know, for guiding me in all of this, and to be able to actually, you know, come out on the other side. So when I say this stuff to you guys, just know I'm not saying it just to like say something that sounds nice. I'm saying it as a survivor of the craziness that is out there, of the hatred, the jealousy, the all of this stuff that, you know, we go through. And a lot of people, unfortunately, for those of us who are on the younger end of the spectrum, I do think that people underestimate how much different the world is now that there is this thing called social media and the internet, where people can access you so easily and see what you're doing, and have something to say about it without having any consequences. Even Muhammad Ali said, he was like, the problem with society today now is that people can get away with saying something without getting punched in the face. You know, people feel comfortable to just say whatever they want now, and it's actually removed a lot of the empathy that we're supposed to have for one another. Anyways, guys, I don't want to go on and on. Please do look out for the next Jesy video. You guys are gonna love it when it does come out. Don't forget to share it around. Don't forget to spread the good news, because it's gonna be some serious good news. Can't wait for you guys to see that video when it does come out. Sending you guys all my love. And remember, it's okay to put up boundaries. It's It's okay to deactivate. It's okay to step away. Trust me, your life is worth more than money can ever possibly buy, and you have a purpose to be on this earth. I love every single one of you, baddies, my subscribers, mixers, and everybody who's watching this video. God bless you all, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.